Hey, what's up, guys? Today is about a important theory about the story as a whole. We're talking about the war 900 years ago. How it started, how it was won, and how that war 900 years ago has shaped the world we know today. The world we know. The reader. The reader is subjected to a certain timeline, the present, while the future, unbeknownst to us, the Gorosei, Emu, they obviously know of what happened. The God Knights obviously know of the corruption, know of what happened 900 years ago. Now there's a separation between the Marines that know that the Gorosei, the Celestial Dragons, they are evil and corrupt. And then there are people that know they are evil and corrupt and annihilated races, annihilated whole nations, whole islands, whole innocent people just going about their day, completely destroyed in a blink of an eye. This theory is about Emu and how Emu won the war 900 years ago, and how that whole situation has been mimicked and shown to us before we see the war of 900 years ago. We have seen a mini version of what happened 900 years ago. Wano was a small in-capsule version of the war that happened 900 years ago. Everything is congruent. Everything connects, okay? We have Toki. Toki is the prophecy. She is the one that said the prophecy that the dawn would come to Wano. Who is the one that said that a new dawn was coming? Nefertari Lily. Toki and Nefertari Lily are one and the same. Not one and the same as in the same person. One and the same as in they had the destined fruit. They had the destined opportunity. They had the destined power. Toki was destined to inherit the Wano. Toki married Odin. But that entire nation was destroyed. Nefertari Lily's entire nation destroyed, annihilated. All brothers, sisters, all that annihilated, killed. The only ones left were the weak ones. And by weak, I mean weak-willed. Because Nefertari Lily had more will, had more power, because will is power. Nefertari Lily had all the will, all the power, all the faith. And Nefertari Lily knew that freedom would come to the world. That freedom would liberate the evil forces that annihilated the D Nation. This D Nation was obviously the family, long distant in the past, family of Luffy. The D Nation. They had the power of the world and was still somehow able to lose a war? When they had the entire power of the world, they were able to lose a war that should have been very obviously one-sided. But they won. Emu won, the Gorosei won, the 5 elders that come from a family, 5 families that were brought together out of jealousy of the D-Clan. Now, how does that go along with Wano? Obviously, Wano. It's its own case. It has Odin, prosperous. Wano was prosperous, beautiful. Odin was the shogun. Everything was fine. Everything was good. Then jealousy came in and greed came. And they wanted to use Wano. Wanted to use the power, the influence, the resources that Wano had. Same thing with the D-Nation. The D-Nation had the power of the world. Those 5 families from 5 elders, they were jealous and they came together and spawned, fostered. We don't know what happened. But they were able to team up with Emu. And Emu was able to infiltrate the D-Clan and betray the D-Clan in some way that was advantageous to them and disadvantageous to the D-Clan, the D-Nation. This sin, this betrayal is the reason they lost. It's the same thing with Wano. The only reason Odin lost against Kaido was because of sin, was because of betrayal, because of greed, because they knew he was too strong. That old lady knew he was too strong for Kaido. But still, they persist, and they thought of any way they could win. Distracting Odin, making Kaido get an easy, uncontested hit on him that knocked him out completely. It's the same thing that happened 900 years ago. Some kind of sin happened, something happened, where one of the most powerful people, Nika, okay? Nika, the original user of the Nika fruit, was killed by Emu and the 5 elders. That is why Emu is sitting at the top. Why is Emu sitting at the top? After the war 900 years ago, he was the main reason they won the war. And because of him winning the war, he was able to somehow obtain power. Emu, because of winning this war, because of betraying the D-Clan, was able to obtain power. Maybe even like Blackbeard-ish. Like how Blackbeard took the power from Whitebeard. It could be literally the same thing, where it's literally like they killed him. Blackbeard had an apple and was able to consume that devil fruit. No idea how. No idea about the intricacies about that. But all we can tell from these parallels is that Blackbeard is supposed to be the most evil villain of One Piece. But obviously, Emu is 1,000 times worse. Emu annihilated, blinked an island from existence. There was thousands of people, citizens, tax-paying citizens, all doing their job, not doing a single crime. Blink, gone, just because he wanted to test something. Emu is the most evil villain. And if Emu is the most evil villain, then anything evil that's happened in One Piece, you know Emu's at least thought of it. You know Emu's at least thought of it. It's very obvious that Emu, as soon as he took out the D-Clan, He went on a checklist spree. He was like, thank you for the list of all the devil fruits that you just left at your nation. You know they ransacked that shit. No wonder there's only this crusty ass robot left. The only other place that a civilization that was more advanced than any civilization ever, okay, was able to create a robot that they can't even create now because they don't have the technology, the knowledge that the clan had back in the day. So we have a nation that was so powerful but was still losing and lost and was annihilated from existence, from history. And the only thing that Emu wants to do is annihilate the D-Clan. Annihilate it. He doesn't want the D-Clan. He doesn't want to hear about the D-Clan. But the D-Clan still persists. Even though Emu wiped the entire nation, he wiped the D-Clan nation off the map. Okay? But did he really? My theory is that Laftel is the capital of the D Nation of 900 years ago. Roger leaving everything on Laftel? No. Laftel is the treasure, is the world, is power. Laftel is the capital where they left all the technology, all the advanced stuff is in Laftel, which is the capital of the D-Clan. Now, we know that the D-Clan was annihilated and they were somehow able to separate the capital, Laftel, from the rest of the nation that got wiped out, cleaned out. They robbed that shit whole, took every single power, every technology they couldn't understand, they just fucking took that shit. Okay? So Emu betrayed the D-Clan. Got a bunch of technology. They ransacked the nation, got all that technology, brought it back, and just started studying, had all their scholars just studying. They took over the world. They took control of history. They grabbed history and was like, I am the maker of history. I am the writer of history. I am the winner. This is like the parallels to Kaido. The parallels, it's right there. It's right there. Kaido Kaido wanted to be Joy Boy. And when he realized that he was not Joy Boy, it was a prophecy. He is not prophesized to do that. He doesn't have the will passed on. So he understood very early on that he wasn't Joy Boy. Obviously, when he was recruiting, everyone, when he was recruiting his crew, his second mate, his third mate, he obviously thought that he could be Joy Boy. But by the time we met Kaido, when he was trying to kill himself, falling from Sky Island, he knew he wasn't Joy Boy, and that's why he wanted to die. That's why he was ready to die. Because when he figured out he wasn't destined, he didn't have the will, he didn't have the passed on will that gave him the destiny to become Joy Boy, he knew that's it. I'm not going to be Roger. I'm not going to be the next Roger. I don't want to be here anymore. And it perfectly fits to be this like encased version of what happened 900 years ago. Because Toki doing the prophecy, the Wano being used for its resources. Okay? Luffy being the one to come into Wano and free Wano. Luffy unlocking his fruit to become Joy Boy. To unlock the potential that was inside of him. As soon as he was bestowed the straw hat, he became Joy Boy. Now, we had to talk about that hat that is frozen in Imu's locker. It is a big hat, way bigger. Why is his a huge hat when his body's so small? Maybe because Nika is just like Gear 4. It is a time limit that can be extended. Now, everyone thinks, oh, his life force shrinks every single time. Do you think freedom comes at a cost? Real freedom? Of course it comes at a cost. But do you think that freedom coming at a cost would also deter the freedom that you were fighting for? It doesn't make sense that Nika is this Nika fruit, this Gear 5th ability that needs to be unlocked and mastered. Okay? It doesn't make sense that it would be this thing with a small duration that deters your life as you use the power more and more and more and more. It lowers and lowers and lowers your lifespan, lower, until you're dead. That doesn't make sense. Okay, that's not freedom. Okay, it says it gives the user the power to do anything, to be the most free person in the world. That means if you train that Gear 5th, it should be a long time, maybe even perma. Maybe you can even perma Gear 5th. But it doesn't make sense that this Gear 5th ability is some really small duration that isn't something that can be used long term if trained to master it. So I'm guessing it's another Gear 4th scenario where he has to train it more and more and more, and he's able to use it more and more and more. Then he has like Snake Man and all that other shit, right? And he's showing more. Oda is showing more of the kit of Gear 5th as well. So that's awesome as well. But let's not get too sidetracked. So, Laugh-Tale is the capital of the D Nation. Now we have that settled. Now let's go back to more comparisons of Wano. We have Wano being this encased suffering that needs to be freed. Wano needs to be free. You have the Marines, the Gorosei, Imu, the 5 elders having their whole claw on the world, clawing at the world, holding the world hostage in a cage. The only one that can free him is Nika. Okay? It doesn't make sense that Luffy fights base form. That doesn't make sense. To the story, to Joy Boy. If he's going to become the embodiment of Joy Boy, he is going to be permanently in Gear 5th. Maybe even Gear 5th changes. Because Gear 5th form is very unique. So maybe he has a Gear 5th regular form, where he's not using as much of the dum. I don't even know what Oda could do this many different ways. Basically, like Gear 4, like Snake Man, like there's just like how Gear 3rd turned him into a little chibi. Gear 5th is turning him into an old man that's on his death door. So this theory, I love it. It just makes sense. It fits the story so well. It fits why Imu is so praised, because he killed Nika. He killed the original Nika fruit. But the Nika fruit was able to escape their hands. I don't know how that's even possible. Obviously, there's some sacrifice that went into that. We don't know what happened to have the government not obtain that fruit. How did Nika die and the government not obtain the fruit? The fruit has a will of its own. But after winning a war like that, they're obviously looking at that fruit and they're like, give me that fruit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They really want that fruit. So obviously there was sacrifice in that, making the fruit escape. Because obviously the fruit can't just grow legs and just fucking stop. And he waddled away, waddle, and he waddled away to the very next day. That ain't happening. That's not happening, okay? It's more of sacrifice and belief that Nika was going to come again. That Joy Boy was going to come again and free the world. This passed down will is strength. You know what? Devil fruits ain't shit, nigga. Devil fruits ain't shit. Hockey ain't shit. It's all about will. Passed on will is strength. The stronger the will, the stronger you are. The stronger the will, the stronger your conqueror, the stronger your observation, the stronger your hockey, the stronger your will to not die, your will to pass your limits. This is all, shonen anime, it's all about passing your limits, man. And will is the best thing Oda has cooked. Second to Devil Fruits. Okay? I also love hockey, but I love Devil Fruits a little bit more than hockey. Will is just passed on power. It's passed on destiny. It's passed on determination to an outcome. And Luffy having the will of multiple men that all want the dawn to come upon the world. The Marines they all want the Marines to overthrow, you know, the five elders. We want the Marines to become their own thing. And that's where Dragon comes in, that's where Ivankov come in, that's where, you know, Kuma comes in. We don't even know if Kuma is going to make it. Oda literally had no qualms having this latest chapter be disgustingly cutthroat. He was like, Nika, dun, 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 dun. Shut your ass up! That was crazy. And that just shows how disgustingly filthy and vile the celestial dragons, Emu, the five elders, the main five family that won the war of 900 years ago, all of that. And it's just Oda just fucking in his bag. Like he's in his goddamn bag and he's cooking up shit that I can't even touch. Shit is sizzling, my boy. Shit is sizzling. It is amazing. Being a One Piece fan right now, man, I am 100% grateful for being a One Piece fan. I am so passionate about this goddamn story. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Thank you guys for watching. This is me signing off. Oh. Focus. Alright, peace, boys.